You're going to tell me about the history of the Linderman home.
Well, I grew up in a tiny little town in western Kentucky called Blandville. And when I was born, we lived in a little house that had 3 brick rooms and 2 wooden ones that were mostly used for storage. Well, we quickly outgrew that house with Daddy and Mama and my brother and Uncle Bob all living there. And Dad decided that since he had become quite affluent running his big combine and his other jobs, he worked at the old KOW plant and had saved the money, that he should buy a different house.
And what's the KOW plant?
Kentucky Ordnance Work. That was during part of the recovery from the Great Depression. And the year that he decided that was 1943, in the midst of World War II. And he came home and he told Mama that he had decided to buy the old Sanford place. And she said, "Oh, God, that's a barn. That's way too big. I can never keep it clean." And he said, "That's all right. I'll hire a black lady to help you." And so he promptly bought the house, which had 12 rooms, wrap-around porches, stairs that went up to the upstairs, and stairs that went up to the attic.
You have a picture of it on your...
I have a picture of it on my iPad, and it was, in my opinion, a beautiful, beautiful house. We moved in June of 1943. The first time I ever saw the house, we went up there, and Daddy knew that there was an outhouse somewhere, but you couldn't see it because the horseweeds in the yard were so huge that you couldn't get to it. So Daddy put me on his shoulders and told me to spot the house. This is a picture.
Oh, it went to the next picture. It changed pictures.
Where'd it go?
It went back. There it is.
Okay. Anyway, this is the way it looked years later in the snow. And this was after I was married to Jim Williams, and he took this picture, which I treasure. Anyway, Daddy hired people to clean up the house. He burned ashes full of sulfur in the house to try to kill things. He had it sprayed to kill all the bugs. He had Aunt Mary and Uncle Doug come and wallpaper the inside of it, and we didn't have nearly enough furniture to fill it up. So he went to an estate sale, and he came home with a beautiful bedroom set that was solid hard rock maple. He bought a beautiful living room suit that was red velour. He bought wool rugs, and he bought a beautiful dining room table that's now in Cindy's, or a breakfast table that's now in Cindy's upstairs. And I can't even remember what all else he bought for that house. Mother was quite happy with the new furniture, but some of it she put in the front room for her parlor, where we weren't allowed to sit anyway, but it was the coolest, nicest room in the house. And she hung lace curtains everywhere and was very proud of it. And we had Madame James come 3 days a week to help Mama with the house. On Monday she came and she did the laundry, and on Tuesday she came and she did the ironing, and on Friday she came and she cleaned the house. She was quite embarrassed the first time Mother called her to lunch, because Mother asked her to sit at the table and eat with us. And in those days, black people weren't allowed to eat with white people, but Mother insisted. And I shall always remember Madame sitting there like a statue with one hand in her lap and just eating, and so embarrassed. But she soon got used to it, and every time she came, Mama invited her to have lunch with us, and she seemed to really enjoy that. And she and Mother became great friends, and over the years, when she got too old to work, she would just come up and visit Mama, and they became great friends. Now,